All right, Vietti family, I wanted to show you a little bit of what we got going with Dutch, give you a little video update, show you how he's doing, show you what we're working on and where we're headed. Bottom line is Dutch is doing great. He's a very enthusiastic young dog. He's got all the natural ability in the world, seems like. What we really need to focus on, like most dogs his age, is control and obedience, and really getting him sort of honed in. He's got all of these dog senses kicking into overdrive. We got to get him channeled into something productive. So I'm going to show you how that looks and kind of what we're doing. You'll notice that right now I've got him on a leash, and you can tell that he's not real excited about the leash. He's pulling on it. You'll see him bite at it probably throughout this time. And this is one of the many things that we need to work on. We use the leash to be our main teaching tool when we're teaching them what we call formal obedience. So what I mean by that, formal obedience is taught where we're going to use the lead so that it has a slip lead on it. So whenever he pulls, he feels pressure against him. And whenever he's not pulling, he doesn't feel the pressure. So we use that to communicate with him. So when he's running around like this, chewing on the leash, at the beginning I ignore it, but eventually we'll start to give him a no command because we don't want him to continue to cause any sort of problems because it's going to detract from his training. So, good boy, heel, sit. The good news is Dutch knows the commands. It's all about formalizing it. What I mean by formalize is this: will he do the command every time? Even when there's something else interesting, will he still come? Will he still sit? Will he do what I want? No. No. Good boy. Now, good news is Dutch is a quick study. So he's young, enthusiastic puppy, but he's got a good noggin. So let me show you what we're working on, okay? All right, Dutch, heel. Good boy. Good. Heel. Heel. Good boy. Heel. 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 Dutch, sit. Good boy. Good. So we use the lead to communicate with him for when we want him to do any of our tasks. Now, sit and heel are obviously the two we're working on there. I'll show you how we teach him to come here on command. The way we do that is sort of what we call a reverse heel. Heel. Dutch, here, here, heel, sit. Good boy, good. Now, Dutch seems to work pretty well for praise, so I'm quite happy with that. He's very good with this. Now, we're on sort of a short timetable. So I'm going to try with Dutch to do a little bit more in terms of what I call pushing him. Sit. Normally when we have young dogs, we let them sort of ease into things and sort of introduce, make sure everything is introduced properly. It's pretty obvious based on what Tim has shown me and working with him that Dutch has seen a lot of stuff already. He understands retrieving, he understands marking, he understands go get it and come back. What he needs is that polish and that control. So I'm going to push him a little bit with his obedience and see if we can get him moving through it faster. Some dogs will push through this well if we push them faster. What I mean by that is we're actually going to start in the middle of our obedience lesson, the precursor to forefetch. Sit, and that precursor is to hold. So what I'm going to do is, that is a simple task where I'm going to take my bare hand and I am going to hold Dutch's collar. I'm going to stick my bare hand in his mouth and right between his jaws. Good boy. Give. And as soon as he quits wrangling around from having my hand in there, I use the give command to release my hand. Now, this is the precursor to where we teach him to fetch on command and hold it and not drop it. The good news is Dutch did not fight this at all. So what we're going to do is I'm going to push him through these early steps and see if we can get kind of a 2-for-1. Good boy. Good fetch. Good. Give. And see if we can make him progress a little bit quicker. For example, the next step after we have him holding my hand is I want him to carry my hand. What I mean by that is I put my hand in his mouth and I'll say fetch and then I'll say heel. Heel. Good boy. Sit. Good. Give. So the good news is he's moving through all of this very quickly. and seems to be handling it pretty well. He still has some puppy stuff and still some obedience we're going to need to tweak, but all in all, he's coming along quickly, and we're going to try to keep pushing Dutch fast and see if we can get him to a good progression by dove opener. Anyway, he's off to a good start.